Counter Attack podcast with myself. Back again. Guys, listen. This sickness or whatever it is that's going around, it tried to wipe me out, man. But I'm here. We're not gonna allow it. We're not gonna allow it to keep me out much longer. So keep liking, subscribing. Guys, just press the like button. Even if you don't make it to the end of this video, hopefully you do. Press the like button, subscribe, share it, and all of that. Just let me know what you think in the comments. So I'm just gonna quickly do a video just to get back into the groove of things again. Where do we start? I've had quite a few people messaging me and stuff like that in regards to Arsenal and talking about Arsenal. They think that because Arsenal have dropped points, that's why I've not been recording. But no, I've literally just been ill. But honestly, if we want to start there, obviously Chelsea played today, so we could talk about that. But to be honest, with Arsenal, it's not been good enough. Obviously, we know the last two games we've dropped points and we've surrendered a 2-goal lead. The Anfield one was always going to be a hard one, and I was annoyed with the Anfield one, but I accepted it. I think the West Ham one, it just wasn't good enough, and it's left Arsenal with a whole lot to do. And if I'm being serious, what I've not been liking is the fact that all of a sudden it's all doom and gloom. Trust me when I say I want Arsenal to win the league. Can we win the league from here? I hope so. I want to believe we can, but we have to beat Manchester City. And what I'm not liking is all of a sudden, I've been seeing, Arteta needs to take the blame, and this player needs to do better. I've seen people come for Saka. I've seen people come for Thomas Partey, and it's just, listen, it's not ideal, but we just need to keep going to the end. And I truly believe that if we can beat Man City, then Arsenal will win the league. But they need to stop dropping points. I think first and foremost, Rob Holding. Yeah, we can't keep doing the whole Rob Holding thing. I think the moment Saliba came out, we always knew it was going to be against us with Rob Holding at the back. And to be honest, it's not Rob Holding's fault. Arsenal just need to learn how to just not allow teams back in. We did it against Liverpool. We did it against West Ham. We always give people a chance to get back in. And earlier in the season, we weren't doing that. We will shut out games, and even if teams did score against us, we'd manage to go back and win. And it just looks as if Arsenal, over the last couple of games, have felt the pressure. At Anfield, I would understand that. West Ham's just not an excuse. We were in control of the game, and we just didn't have any control. And it just goes to show what happens at a key time like this. So little things like Zinchenko not being available, he gives us a lot of control. He provides us with a solid base of just dictating and someone to just take the pressure off and keep things going. And like I said, I keep saying the control word, and so that happening. Saliba being out right now, and Rob Holding having a tough time in moments in games. But yeah, I just think that it shouldn't be all doom and gloom. I think it's not that we can't win our remaining games. I think right now, and it's not that I don't want to believe, I think right now it's about momentum, and City have all of the momentum. What isn't helping right now is the fact that tomorrow they've got a Champions League game, or today when you guys see this, they've got a Champions League game, and they're pretty much through already. So they're able to take their foot off the pedal just a bit. And I was hoping that by getting far in the Champions League, they would prioritize that, and in the league they might take their eye off the ball, but they don't look like they are. Their players are fit and hungry, and they're locked in, and City in title runnings are just relentless. And for the sake of other teams and banter, I can understand. I can understand why people say Arsenal have bottled it and whatnot. But if Arsenal don't win it, it'll be very disappointing. But I wouldn't say, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan, I honestly believe if Arsenal do not win this league, it will be because Man City were just incredible in the title running. Because when you look at, the amount of points we've got at this point of the season and the way we've been playing, yes, it would be nice if we didn't draw those 2 games, but for City to also just win however many games on the bounce as they do, I've been saying for the longest time, like, if any other team were chasing Arsenal, we would have won this league, and I don't think it would have been because we bottled it at all, at all. At the beginning of the season, I even said we would be lucky if we finished 5th. I said that at the beginning of the season. So for us to get here, it would feel like a loss and a failure because we've been top and we've been playing so well throughout the season. But nah, do you know what? It would feel bad. I'm trying to remain confident and I'm trying to be positive and everything, but I just don't like the narrative that rival fans are having of, it would be a total failure and we would have bottled the league and whatnot if we don't win it. It's gone from, all throughout the season, everyone has doubted Arsenal. So a quarter of the way when we were top, people are, you've not played anyone. Halfway through, there's still so much to go. When Jesus got injured, you can't do it without him, you're going to drop off. But we've stayed there and City have stayed there right with us. So, this whole thing where other fans are all coming together now to talk about this is the same old Arsenal. It's not the same old Arsenal. And regardless of what happens, I will be proud of Arsenal. I'll be disappointed. I'll be annoyed. It will burn me, but that's just the way it is. And Arsenal have to go to the... First of all, we need to put 6 or something past Southampton. We need to put them to the sword. And let me see who Man City are playing this weekend. Because to be honest, it don't matter who they're playing. They just look like they're always just going to win. I'm hoping was it Brighton? Let me see. Premier League. Right. So this weekend. Oh. Brighton Man City is postponed. So Man City don't have a game this weekend. Okay, cool. And then, oh my gosh, next week Wednesday. Next week Wednesday is Arsenal. So hold on. Why don't they have... Is there FA Cup this weekend? If it's FA Cup, then I understand why they don't have a game, but surely not. Let me see. FA Cup fixtures. Oh yeah, so it's this weekend, and they've got Sheffield United. Ugh. So you already know that's going to be an easy win for them, and yeah, we'll see. So they're probably gonna rest their players and be fresh for Arsenal. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's me on Arsenal. Hopefully they can do it. And yeah, it's that time of the season, and I just don't know what else there is to say. I'm not going to come here and, a lot has been said over the last couple of days in regards to Arsenal and whatnot. So there's not really much to come in and say on that. My thing is just looking forward, make sure that they get those 3 points on Saturday, or no, on Friday when we play. Make sure you get those 3 points and then at least just go and beat City. And if we beat City, I genuinely believe we go on and we win the league. So, a massive week in the Premier League. Massive week. What else? Do I think City can go on and win the Champions League? Do you know what? I watched Real Madrid today, and it's a tough one because Real Madrid do this thing where they just stay in games, but it's hard to judge them based on Chelsea, because if you look at the Chelsea match, Real Madrid never ever had to come out of second gear. So people might say they don't look all that great and Chelsea didn't do enough, but I don't think they had to look great. I just think they just had to just do a job, and they did it. And Chelsea are just in such disarray right now. And the easy thing to do is call out, Frank Lampard. And I mean, Frank Lampard he's just doing that Frank Lampard. I mean, things like you're chasing a game and you go with a forward line of Havertz and Conor Gallagher and Kante, Kovacic and Enzo. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, but you need to win the game. They left Felix. Sorry, they left Felix. They left Mudryk. They left Sterling. Mount, even though I don't really, when it comes to Mount. Like, they've got so many attacking players that they just left on the bench. And, you don't do that if you're chasing the game. It's no wonder why they didn't score, because all of your main threats are on the bench. I think every time Frank Lampard so far has played a game, has managed a game, the team he's picked has just looked like he's just picked it out of a hat. So I don't think he really knows what he's doing. I think he's probably just using this to say, look, I can still get a top job and put himself in the window for next season. And now that he's got this, Chelsea job, even though he failed at Everton and Chelsea before and Derby, because of the way things are in this country and when it comes to managers, especially certain type of managers, he's gonna get another job. But Chelsea are looking awful, and they've just got a massive job. I'm looking at them. I'm thinking, who's going to leave next season? Because they need to just clear out. But then, even if they do a massive clear out, the club itself just seemed like everything's in disarray. You're hearing Todd Bowley's going into changing room before games. Players, people like Mason Mount, they don't really look up for it. Yao Felix is as much as he's. Let me not even say that about Yao Felix, but you got a load of players that still need to bed in. You got Mudryk, Enzo, who they've paid an arm and a leg for, ain't really looking too great. But then again, it's their first season. But there's just a lot to do. There's a lot of players that need to go. They still need extra players to come in. You're hearing things about the backroom staff not really. Everything just seems to be disarray, and whoever comes in, they've got a massive job there. They've got a massive job reviving the players, reviving the club, reviving the trust that the fans had, and also Todd Bowley needs to take a step back. He needs to take a step back. I think it's as simple as that, because he seems like the sort of person that just wants to manage on every single level, and you can't really do that. You can't do that in the Premier League at all. So again, yeah, they weren't great tonight. They had a couple opportunities, but Real Madrid just had that thing about them where you just knew they could always just up it. You knew that at any given moment, if they really needed to, they can just shift into another gear. So Chelsea are out, and it's a Man City Real Madrid semi-final as it's looking. And I think like I said, Man City will go into that match, play the better football, be the more exciting team, but Real Madrid just have a way of just getting a job done. It's not like the Real Madrid of old where they were just mad exciting from front to back. Do you know what I mean? The Galacticos, it's a different team right now. They're just so efficient and deadly in moments, but they just get through games, and they just stay in games, and it's what it is. We hear it all the time, but they just have know-how. Like, I was looking at them today, and I was like, Ceballos comes in, and Ceballos at Arsenal, people didn't really, a couple of Arsenal fans liked him and everything, but you wouldn't look at him and be like, you will be a Real Madrid player in the future, like a big part of the squad. They've got him coming in. Camavinga's now coming. Chalmani's coming. These young players, and they just have know-how. They just have experience at that level, and you can see when they play that, there's just certain standards that you have to uphold in those big leagues. I mean, in those big tournaments, in the big games, and they just have it. And that's what you see. And Man City don't really have that, but they've got the quality. They've got big players. They've got massive quality players. They've got a way of playing that where they can just control the game and just take the game away from you. So that's going to be a very, very good game. And on the other side, it's looking like it's going to be a Milan derby. And whoever wins out of Real Madrid and Man City, if Man City even get there, Bayern Munich might just turn up tomorrow and just do absolute madness. And if they do, then but if they do get to the semi-final, whoever wins that game wins the Champions League, and I'm totally sure of that. But yeah, guys, just let me know what else there is to talk about. Let me see. I just wanted to just quickly do that. Oh yeah, an interesting one. Trent. So I've been seeing recently in the last 2 games, I think, Trent has been doing that inverted fullback role where not inverted, but like, you know when they come in and start playing centre midfield, they've been doing that, and that's not normally a Klopp thing. But I think Klopp has finally realised that you have to use Trent in a way which just plays to his strengths at this point. Because, and you know what, he's looked, I think in the two games we've seen him where he's coming into the centre midfield, he's looking good, because in those moments they're controlling possession, and he's literally able to just pick out passes, and just like his strengths is what he's playing to. Whereas obviously we've seen what's happening at right back at times, and I think Klopp's just taken him out of the limelight there. But what I will say on that is that it's one thing to do that, but when I'm hearing that they might not bring like two or three centre midfielders in now because they're thinking of putting Trent there, I think that's a step too far. I think it's all good being able to do this inverted role in moments in games and everything, but if you're looking to have Trent as your centre midfielder going forward, I don't think that's it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I think when he comes against real centre midfielders, and I'm not talking about just the ones at the top level in Champions League, and I'm talking about man that are just ballers in there that have know-how of that position. They will run him ragged. So that can't be your answer. So hopefully that's just just stories and hype and press happening. But he's looked good like when he's been in there, but he's looked good for those two games, and it's a different story when you're asked to play there as a centre midfielder week in, week out. So that'll be an interesting one. The linesman that elbowed Robertson, there's not going to be any retrospective action, which is the right thing. I did think that when Robertson went charging up to him, I don't know what he thought he was doing, but I think talking to or whatnot is enough. We're going to get into VAR, but we're going to do a proper podcast tomorrow. So, and I might bring Scotty in for that. So yeah, guys, just let me know what the hot topics are. Get in the comments, and I got a guest on next week. We're gonna fly through that one, and I'm gonna bring back I'm gonna do a watch along. So I just need to get all the equipment happening. I might do a watch along for the Man City Arsenal match. I'm gonna get everything ready for that. So yeah, guys, that's it for me, and I'm out.